That Auburn team that spit up against lowly Missouri doesn't deserve another game. That team? That Auburn team that just spit up its SEC tournament opener against lowly Missouri? That team that followed a regular season of blown leads and missed opportunities by blowing a lead and missing an opportunity against the worst team in the league? That team should go home and stay there. That team doesn't deserve to play on. That team hasn't done enough to earn a bid to the NIT, the CBI or the YMCA Invitational. Bruce Pearl's third Auburn team never reached its potential or lived up to its promise, and that was never more evident than Wednesday night during an embarrassing 86-83 loss to Missouri in overtime. Auburn led by 10 points with 4 minutes left. Auburn led by 6 points with 25 seconds left. Auburn led by 3 points with possession with 18 seconds left. That was in regulation. It didn't matter. None of it mattered, and the questionable offensive foul call in the open floor against freshman point guard Jared Harper shouldn't have mattered, either. Auburn wasn't smart enough, mature enough or poised enough to close out a game that never should have been that close against a team with a roster that can't compare in terms of raw talent. Emphasis on raw, even after 32 games. Auburn also led for almost 3.5 minutes in overtime and never trailed in the extra session until Missouri hit a wide-open three off an offensive rebound at the buzzer for the stunner. It was a fitting end to the season for a team that never learned how to protect a lead or defend the three. If Peter Pan were a college basketball player, he would be a perfect fit on an Auburn team that refused to grow up. Sorry, but youth is no longer an excuse. Not in March. Not against Missouri. Consider that these baby Tigers were 16-8 overall and 5-6 in the SEC after beating Mississippi State on February 7. It's been mostly downhill from there with 6 losses in the last 8 games. A record of 18-14 is progress in large part because Pearl is following Tony Barbee. This team's only 2 wins in the last month came against an LSU team that's about to fire its coach and a Missouri team that did but not without graciously allowing him to finish the season. Auburn graciously allowed Kim Anderson to coach 1 more game. The Tigers don't deserve the same consideration. The sooner they start a long off-season of soul-searching and individual improvement, the better. If Pearl, his coaches and their players are honest with each other, they have to know they didn't come close to exhausting their potential. Yes, they have moved the program forward, but that big rock is a long way from cresting that big hill. In a less-than-vintage year in the SEC, they won but 7 league games, 5 against the 3 teams below them in the standings and 2 against Alabama. Sweeping the Tide seems like slim consolation now, as does claiming the program's best season in 8 years. Those are the facts, but here's the truth. At some point, this team stopped getting better. Blowing a 23-point second-half lead at Ole Miss on February 11 would be that point. That was the low point for the Tigers until Wednesday, when they failed to put away a lame duck team with a lame duck coach. That Auburn team couldn't keep from losing another lead and another game in a painfully familiar way. If a postseason berth is supposed to be a reward, that team doesn't deserve to play another game. It's time to say no mas.